Keynote is part of Apple's iWorks app along with Pages and Numbers. It already comes pre-installed on all iPads and is very powerful with a lot of great uses across the class. Let's have a look at getting started with templates and basic tools. So Keynote is part of Apple's iWorks suite, which is a set of apps, Pages, word processor. Keynote is a presentation app, and Numbers is a spreadsheet app. All comes preloaded on the iPad and Macs and iPhones, and they are great to use in the classroom. Really simple, but also really powerful. So we're just going to open up now into Keynote. Now it opens up in the last presentation you were in. If you look here on the bottom, you can browse, so I can browse all of my various places that I save any documents, and I can open any Keynote documents from these places. So all the usual cloud places, iCloud Drive, Google Drive, OneNote. I can tap recent and it will show me all of the recent documents that I've been on here. It will also show me any shared documents, a bit like Google Slides and Google Docs, anyone that I'm working on with other people. And then I have all my things tagged, so you can tag each document so it makes it easier to find. So obviously you can see that all of my lesson slides are done in Keynote, so I've got English, reading, maths, etc., and all the other kind of things that I do. So that's a really basic, simple layout. And if I just want to start a new presentation, just plus in the top corner. Apple have brought out lots of really brilliant templates to use. So there's lots of lovely templates here. I like the bold ones and I like the bright colours and the showcase ones, but I'm just going to go with basic white just for the purpose of this. And the layout is absolutely super simple too, which is another reason why I like it over Microsoft. Their presentation tool PowerPoint, because on PowerPoint you have file, insert, format, view, lots of other things, and I just find it really difficult to use with children, whereas this is really nice and simple. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap, I'm going to rename the document. I always think that's a good thing to do and get your pupils used to doing. So we'll call this one Getting Started. Just helps it to be easier to find at a later date. Presentations takes you back to the pages that we were just on for browsing and choosing, and this just helps you view your presentation here. So you can turn on the presenter notes, so when you're actually using it and presenting it on a screen, you can see the notes, but the audience can't. And you can have light table view, which I will show you what that is in a moment. Let's just add in a couple of slides. So let's add in this one and this one, and if we go back up there at the top, just kind of gives you like a storyboard view, but I generally tend to stay in this one. So first thing you'll notice is there's a couple of things on here. Whenever I highlight one, it gives a blue box with some blue dots on the outside, and this just means you can resize, reshape, and you can format it. If you do a long press, you get the options to cut, copy, paste, delete, all the normal ones. So I'm just going to get rid of these ones here because I don't need these ones, and we'll just call this one Getting Started. I'm just going to move that up to the top. What you'll notice is at the top here, the simplistic layout. Play, obviously it starts the presentation. The Paintbrush is the format option, so anything that is chosen here with the blue box on the outside, that is what you can change and format and manipulate. Plus just adds in extra things, which we'll talk about next. This is if you were creating a shared document, a bit like Google Docs, you would add somebody's address or you would share it via email. You can choose it so they can edit it as well, or that they can just view the links. And the three dots at the top is for sends. So the next tool, the next page here is just for adding things in. So let's go to a blank slide. Go to here, and it generally opens into this media page. Now I'm going to come to that page last, but I can add in a table here. I can add in a chart, and I can add in a chart that might be linked to that table. And this is the two most that I use here are the shapes and the media button on the end there. Now the shapes, what is lovely is iWorks, all iWorks apps come with a really great range of shapes and vectors that are already in here, and you can see there's quite a bank of them here. I'm just going to delete some of these things now, and you can see you've got your basic shapes. This is where you add a text box. It comes under basic, add it there, and you can do all the things that we've just talked about before. But let's just say, for example, we wanted to go for education and we were going for a calculator. Just add those in, resize it. If you look at those yellow guidelines that are coming up, they help you to snap it in place. The reason that these are quite useful is if I was to add more than one object in, you can see that it kind of tells me when they're the same size, so I can make things exactly the right size. And if I was to add in, let's just say copy that one and go with that one again, it looks like I've copied it twice there. You can see that little arrow tells me that they're all equal distance apart, the arrow in the middle. So those are some nice little tools and features to use there. Got lots of things in there that you can add, shapes, and generally when you highlight them and if you double tap on them, you can type in the middle of those shapes too. And you get all those different kind of things, so you don't have to layer a text box over the top. Now if you go to the format button here, you do get, you can format the text again, you can format the style. So if you do want to change the color, and there's lots of different ways that you can do that. You've got obviously the color picker there. If you scroll to the next one, you've got the wheel. But if you had something else and you need to be the same color in your document, if you pick the color picker, it will basically pick out the exact color of what it is that you're hovering over. You can do all those things here. You can add borders and whatnot and other things there, which is fine. Is there anything else worth looking at there in that format? Yes, arranging it. Again, you can layer this over the back. So if I go front to back, it hides behind the calculator. And on certain shapes, for example this one here, it says break apart, and what it means is it's broken apart because this shape is made up of lots of other small shapes put together. So if I wanted to change the color of other shapes, so say this one here, I want that bit to be red, the bit on the outside to be blue, and these bits to be yellow here on the bottom, I can change that so I can make it look all the same. And then if I can make it personal, and if I tap on them and hold them and piece them back together, I get the option to group them back together here, just like that. So that's worth noting there. Let's have a look at the last one here. The last one is just about adding in media. Now I'm just going to add in a blank slide here, and we'll just add in some of these things here. So I'm going to go to add, and this time I'm going to hit the media button. Now I can go to photograph or video, and I can add in anything there. So I can add in this photograph here. Just taking a bit of time there for some reason. So you can add in those photographs, and again you can format all those photographs by putting nice borders and things on it and effects and all kind of things there. So to do that, I can add in, I can take the photograph straight away. I'll talk about this one later, but I can add in audio. Hello. You can preview it, you can edit it by trimming it down. You can insert audio in here, so you've got all your audio inserted. You can drag that to wherever you need to be. Obviously when you start a presentation, that button completely disappears. Then you've got things like image gallery, which is on the next page, and we've got insert from file. So anything that I've saved could be recent, or if it's in my locations here, my Google Drive, OneDrive, all those kind of things. I can take PDFs, sound files, videos, anything that I've got saved there. You can just insert those right in. Maybe as big as you want, and then you can format those and layer them up and do anything that you particularly wish there. And the last one is you've got drawing tools. So if you've got the Apple Pencil, this is particularly good. So when you tap on the tools, you can change the opacity and the size of things, and you've got a range of pencils, crayons, just make this one stand out so you can draw on the top of presentations. I've got a fill tool here, so if you do start drawing, say for example you drew a circle like that and you want to fill it, fills it straight away. Lots of nice tools in there. And the equation one, which I've never looked at before, but I would imagine would just be adding an equation in. I did say I would talk about this image gallery, but on the next page there are image galleries by the looks of it. So what we'll do is we'll go to the next page. Image gallery adds in almost like a placeholder, which is what these are. And the placeholders here, you can see I've got a plus in the bottom corner. So if I click on the plus, it will ask me to add in a picture. So I can add in the picture there. And let's just show you what a placeholder looks like. So if you, and these are the same right across pages and numbers too. But if we go into add an image gallery, you can resize them to the size that you want it to be. These are particularly useful because what will happen is it becomes almost like a portfolio. So when I hit plus and it's asking me to add images now, if I just go to some ones that I saved before, and if I hit done, what will happen is I get the option to have a little page where I can flick through, so it becomes almost like if you were on a website and you were scrolling pictures. And you can see I'm on the format button here. I can arrange that again, but I can add effects. So if I wanted to add it to fade and move, I can add those things happening there. I can add extra images here if need be, so I can go back in and add images there. And I can add captions in as well. So if I go to individual captions, I can add a description, and you can type in your description there, and you can add in captions underneath. So you can add it a caption. And you can get all those things to just appear there. So if you're using it as a portfolio, that would be it. So that's a really basic overview of getting started, how to add things and how to format them.